Welcome, everyone, to the Golden State, Oakland, California, the home of the Warriors as they prepare for an Eastern Conference opponent right here. I'm Kevin Harlan with Clark Kellogg by my side as we get going for the NBA on 2K Sports. A look at the Magic starting group. Pietrus and Lewis are the forwards. Nelson and Carter are manning the backcourt. And Howard. Here's Curry with the shot. And that one's off. He misses his first shot of the game. You look at Curry's splits from last year, he was putting up some scary numbers by the end of the season.
Yeah, he really got better as the season went on. Overall, the numbers can deceive you. 17 points with 6 assists and about 4.5 rebounds on the year. But his post-All-Star break numbers are the real story.
And now our sideline reporter, Doris Burke, has some info for us. Doris, take it away.
Well, Kevin, you look at Stan Van Gundy, a demanding coach to be sure. He really holds his players accountable. But last year, Dwight Howard went to him and said that he needed to avoid focusing at all times on the negative, saying instead of bringing each other down, we have to pull each other up. Stan Van Gundy agreed and tried to be more upbeat. Guys, a very good example of good communication helping the team come together.
And credit Van Gundy for being open to change. Interesting story, Doris. Thanks. And those post-All-Star numbers you mentioned for Curry, 22 points and 5.5 rebounds and almost 8 assists a game.
And you know, Kevin, this all from a rookie who really is still learning how to play the point guard position. Well, I think he can be scary good going forward.
Well said. Of course, looking back at the recent history of the Orlando Magic, they came up a little bit short in the playoffs, but you have to think that they would have been okay in the finals after they went 20-10 against a very rugged Western Conference.
Well, Kevin, that's holding their own against the West and then some. I mean, winning 2 out of 3 against the Western Conference, that's impressive.
And it's the Magic with the ball. Backing down is Howard. And Pietrus kicks to Howard. Can't get it to go. Now Golden State takes it the other way. Ellis outside. Pass to Curry. Takes a 3. Another miss by Curry.
I'm surprised he missed that 3. The defense was very fortunate.
Here's Lewis. Drains the easy jumper.
He drew the D in and then kicked it out to the open man.
Now Curry. And it's Carter picking him up. Curry dishes to Lee. The dump off. Ellis, the pass to Curry. Another miss by Curry.
So far in this quarter, he's having a hard time getting it done.
Tipped and taken away by Ellis. Howard with the steal. Let's catch up with Doris from the sidelines.
Thank you, Kevin. A bit ago, Stan Van Gundy and I were able to chat. Their focus will largely be centered on defense today. He said if we challenge them and make them work hard for every point, I don't think they'll have the energy left to handle us defensively. Kevin?
Thanks, Doris. So defense is the key early on.
You know, it's not surprising, Kevin, when you think about the great team. So much of their game planning really starts at the defensive end of the floor.
Warriors only with 11 wins against Eastern Conference opponents a season ago.
And that was exactly the same mark they had in 09, Kevin. You've got to get more than 11 wins out of conference if you're going to climb into the playoff chase.
Looking at who's out there now for the Warriors. White comes in for Andres Biedrins, and it's Williams in for Jarrell Wright.
Looks like they switched to man-to-man, D, here.
Ellis kicks to Curry. Kept alive. Right side Curry. And it's Nelson picking him up. Ellis dishes to Curry. Stolen away. Orlando trailing here. They've got numbers. Pietrus. And almost gets it to go, so he'll shoot 2 here. First one falls for him. And Clark, you mentioned climbing back into the playoff chase. Is that the goal, you think, for this Warriors team this season?
Well, I think you have to put it out there in front of you, but realistically, you want to start with the fact that you've got to be healthy, and we need to be better defensively. And if those things are in place, now you have a chance to maybe pursue that goal of the playoffs.
And the Magic making a change here. Gortat's checked in for Howard. Bass comes in for Rashard Lewis. J.J. Redick's checked in for Vince Carter. And it's Williams in for Jameer Nelson.
You know, that's a good job of getting the ball down low like that. I mean, those are hard to stop from that range.
And now the first timeout called here for the Magic. Quentin Richardson's checked in for the Magic. And here now the Magic. They trail by one. Bass got a piece of it.
He read that pass like a book, all over.
Here's Ellis. Can't finish with the pull-up jumper.
Kevin, that's the kind of shot you want. You can't ask for better execution on offense. Sometimes they just don't fall.
The first one falls. And the Warriors with some changes. Beadrich comes in for David Lee. And Charlie Bell subbed in for Steph Curry. So Orlando going with an almost entirely new group here. Dwight Howard, he's checked in for Gortat. Lewis comes in for Brandon Bass. Vince Carter, he's checked in for J.J. Redick. And Jameer Nelson is subbed in for Jason Williams.
Good heads-up play to deflect that pass. That's why you stay active on defense with your hand. Make them use that clock.
Michael Petrus is checked in for Quentin Richardson. Here is Carter. Deflects the pass. 35 seconds left in the first. Outside Williams. Here's Ellis. Off target for three.
They're losing the battle on the boards here early. Not by a bunch, but here and there just not quite in the best position.
Lewis misses.
Well, he faded away on it for no good reason. He shouldn't have made that shot hard. Oh! Boy, when you run the fast break correctly, it's a thing of beauty.
Nelson with it. Still looking to get on the scoreboard. Back to Lewis. From about 19 feet. Williams pulls it in. Got it up. No good. And our first quarter of play over. Some good numbers on the board so far.
12.
The Warriors on
9.
And it's been a tight game as the second quarter gets going. Here's Nelson. A lot of attention always paid to the starters, but you know, Clark, this Magic bench was a big part of their success last season.
Well, that was until the playoffs. They seemed to be extremely overmatched by the Celtics bench in the conference finals, and I thought that was the difference in that series.
And so, in the game for the Magic, Nelson and Carter are manning the backcourt. Petrus and Lewis are the forwards, and Howard. Let's go to our great sideline reporter, Doris Burke, for an update. Doris?
Well, guys, some exciting changes in Golden State. Some talented new players to be sure, but also new ownership. For the Warriors, only one playoff appearance in the last 16 seasons, the worst of any team in the league. During that span, a winning percentage ahead of only the Los Angeles Clippers. The Warriors faithful so hoping that the new leadership can help steer the organization towards more consistent success. Guys, these great fans certainly deserve it.
No doubt about that. Thank you, Doris. And Clark, with the Magic's bench struggles last spring, especially against a veteran team like Boston, as you were saying, it's going to take a complete team performance to get by them.
Absolutely, Kevin. I mean, when you're in the playoffs and in the conference finals, you need everybody contributing. It takes a complete team to win an NBA title. You've got to be good, you've got to be healthy, and you've got to get contributions from everybody that's suiting up for you. And if you're going to win it, that's what it's going to take. They're looking to apply some pressure on the ball here with the trapping defense.
Look at Dwight Howard and see he is such a force at both ends. Clark for the Orlando Magic.
Yeah, you're right, Kevin. I mean, at the defensive end, he's the player of the year last season, and you know what his importance is there. Offensively, he was number 1 in field goal percentage, 3rd in offensive rebounds, and 7th in free throws made, even though he shot a relatively poor percentage from the stripe.
Some changes for Golden State. Brandon Wright's checked in for Biedrich. Wright comes in for Reggie Williams. And it's Ellis in for Steph Curry. And some changes here for the Warriors. Andres Biedrich is checked in for Wright. And Steph Curry subbed in for Charlie Bell.
At the line for the Warriors.
And no problem at the line here for the three-point play.
You know, last season, Monte Ellis once again missed quite a few games. He missed 18 of them, actually. Ankle injuries, a knee injury, back troubles, a terrible flu. He wasn't as healthy as he wanted to be last year.
A nice shot by Howard. The Warriors trailing. Nelson hits the whistle for blocking. That is his first foul of the game.
Well, it can be awfully hard to stay in front of guys at this level. He tried his best, but still got hit with the foul.
Here's Curry. He's got 6. Looking to heat up a bit. He's pummeled and will have a chance for 2 at the line. And the foul goes against Orlando. Clark, Monte Ellis' quickness and athleticism is a big part of what makes him special. The Warriors have to wonder if he can stay healthy enough to be at his best long term.
You know, Kevin, remember now, he led the league at over 41 minutes a game. He's got to get stronger, but they also have to do a job of kind of managing those minutes and maybe cutting him down to the mid to high 30s to make him most effective.
That makes sense. Kept alive. Here's Howard. Rejection. Here's the Warriors with the ball. Here's Biedrich. Back to Curry. Takes it up. And that one goes and stayed with it, even with the contact, and a free throw coming up.
Take a look at what Curry's done. 10 points, and the 3 ball's been there for him too. He's hit 2 from out there. Inside, outside, it hasn't mattered. He's hitting from all over the floor.
Here is Carter. Here's Howard. And 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one. Drawing the whistle and a lot of contact there. Dwight Howard, obviously a terrific defender, but fouls have certainly been a problem for him in his career.
Yeah, you know what? He was 4th in the league last season with about 3.5 fouls committed per game. He's got to be physical out there, and that's part of his persona, but he's got to also do a better job of not committing the silly fouls that he does.
Chris Duhon, he's checked in for Jameer Nelson. Pass to Lee. It's blocked. Here's Biedrich, and off the glass as he lays that one up and in. And the Warriors lead by 4. Carter against Ellis. Here's Howard, and the layup is good. Howard's got 7. And back to Howard. He was in foul trouble in a lot of the games in the playoffs.
Yeah, fortunately for the Magic, they were able to weather his absence, but ultimately it caught up with him.
Unbelievable injury difficulties for the Warriors last season. Just really derailed their year.
Well, as a bouquet and Wright out for the season, Biedrich, Turioff, and Randolph, Radmanovich all missing time as well. The list goes on and on and on. With all those guys dressed up like you and me courtside, no wonder the Warriors struggle.
And here now the Magic. Trailing by 2. Shoots from 12. Rebounded by Biedrich. Here's the Warriors with the ball. Ellis, the pass to Curry. Kept alive. A second chance effort. Here's Lee. And he gets the bucket. Foul is called. 1 free throw for him. Brandon Wright's checked in for the Warriors. Bell comes in for Steph Curry. He can't complete the 3-point play. Not a lot expected out of David Lee coming into this league, but he's definitely a star now.
Well, 29 teams did pass on him in the draft, but I bet if you had a mulligan, that number would be a lot less.
First free throw is good.
Well, I like what I'm seeing. They're showing a little bit more determination this quarter. Getting to the line more often by being aggressive. I love that attitude. And not just sitting on the lead. They're being aggressive, continuing to attack. Getting the ball to the rack, getting the defense to overreact and commit fouls. That's good basketball.
Warriors making a switch here. Curry's checked in. The Magic making a switch here. Now Duhan. The Magic again can't hit.
You know what? Even if they are only so-so from deep, you can't leave players open like that from the arc.
Curry, good. Now a timeout called by Orlando. So Orlando going with an almost entirely new group. Dwight Howard, he's checked in for Gortat. Lewis comes in for Brandon Bass. Vince Carter, he's checked in for Quentin Richardson. And Jameer Nelson is subbed in for Chris Duhan. Here's Nelson.
If they want to go 2 for 1, they'll have to speed it up.
Picked up by Ellis. Howard in the post. Here's the Warriors with the ball. They're on a 15-5 run. It's Curry outside, and that one's good. Curry's got 15 points. Here is Nelson. It's Vince Carter on the wing, guarded by Curry. No good from Howard.
He just hasn't been able to get on track in this game. Not like he would like to. He's a much better shooter than he's shown.
And that concludes the first half.
It's been a solid outing for Curry. 15 points, and he's hit a trio of three-pointers to give himself 9 points from downtown. He's simply taken over this game.
I'm Damon Bruce. Hello and welcome to the HP Halftime Report. Out in Oakland, we got a blowout underway. A lot of points up.
Hi, and welcome back, everyone. In the first half, a one-sided game. We'll see if it gets any closer as play continues. And it's the Magic with the ball. 11-point game. Clark, when you look at the Warriors, they've only made the playoffs once in the last 16 seasons. I mean, can this team ever get out of their own way?
Well, I think, Kevin, the future seems to be taking a turn for the better. I mean, there's a bright future there. You've got some decent pieces. Certainly Steph Curry and Monte Ellis, so new ownership, young talent, good chemistry. That's something to build with.
David Lee and Andres Pietrich up front. Monte and Curry in the backcourt. And Wright. That's the group for Don Nelson as we begin the second half.
That's not something you'll see very often. Got the mid-range jumper he wanted, but off target.
Here's Pietrich, and closing the shot, even with the foul. Now the 2 free throws. That's on Monte Ellis. And Clark, for these dedicated Warrior fans, they definitely deserve a winning team.
Not only are they dedicated as fans, but they're passionate and enthused and knowledgeable. So all of that makes them one of the best fan bases in the league, I think. So the lean times have certainly been part of their history. It's time for them to be able to cheer a winner here.
Here's Pietrich, connects from in close. 6 points for him.
Kevin, this has really been a competitive, fun game.
Left side Curry, over Lewis. Another miss by Curry.
It's not been a day to remember, but if they get the win, I'm sure being the team player that he is, he'll be fine.
Clark, the Warriors coaching staff says that Steph Curry is extremely responsive to suggestions.
Yeah, and that's a good thing, to be coachable and ready to receive coaching. They wanted him to come off screens more aggressively, and once they told him that, he started doing it consistently.
Knocks it loose. In low to Lee. And he lays that one up and in. Lee's got his second basket of the game.
Way to distribute the basketball.
And with Steph Curry, who grew up around the game, he's already got a great understanding of how to play.
And you know, Kevin, it's kind of like...
And the jam by David Lee.
And look at how he posed on the rim for a few seconds after that one. That's never going to endear you to your opponents. They don't like that kind of stuff.
No, he was enjoying that one so much he didn't want to let go.
Yeah, I think he was throwing salt in the wound.
The Magic trail by 8. Nelson kicks to Carter. Here is Howard. 11 points in the game.
Skill number 1.
Here is Howard. 8-point game. Knocked loose. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Magic will take it. And the jam by Stephen Curry.
Excellent defense, and the steal earns them a quick bucket in transition.
And here comes Nelson. Carter outside. Here's Lewis. Hits the 15-footer.
Nice feed. That's the way to keep the ball moving.
Looking at the ability for Orlando to win road games, one of the key litmus tests for any great ball club. The Magic did it 25 times last year. Not a bad mark by any means.
One of the best road marks in the league, Kevin. You can do a lot worse and still be fine if you're the Magic, given how well they do play at home. So road numbers like what you see there, 25 road wins, that to me says championship contender.
Howard with a screen on lead. And here's Pietrus. Back to Lewis. He dumps it off. Jacks up the triple. Nelson, no luck. Warriors leading by 8. Curry's shot is good. Curry's got 19 points. Time call here. The Magic decide to talk it over.
Let's keep it going for your Warriors, girls.
Here's Nelson.
Give it up for all 3. Your Warriors, girls.
Carter outside. Fires from 14. Howard, good. Howard's got 13 points.
They're on track here in the second half after their less than impressive first half. And I think they came out with some tired legs to start. But they've turned it around. They found some energy, and they look a lot more active and engaged. No luck for him this half after being outstanding from outside the arc in the first half. He's just so gifted offensively. He's a tough guy to match up with.
Curry kicks to Ellis. Back to Curry. Behind the arc. Another miss by Curry.
You know, they got away with subpar defense there. He'll make you pay from out there more often than he won't.
And some changes here for the Warriors. White comes in for Andres Biedrins, and it's Williams in for Jarrell Wright. Warriors leading by 6. To Ellis. Back to Curry. Guarded by Nelson. Lee kicks to Curry. Over Howard. Here's Ellis. He's got 7. 5 to shoot. Here's Wright. Good D by Howard.
Given his sorry shooting touch, you'd think he'd know better than to put that shot up. Oh my word. Come on. That is so pretty. Wow. Turn that back to the basket and throw it down.
Now we're seeing some really special moves out there. Outside Curry. Connects, the jumper drops. Curry's got 21 in the game. Here is Pietrus. He's got 6. He gets it up. What a big-time shot to beat the buzzer.
You got to be cool and confident to hit a shot like that.
The Magic. 30 seconds.
The fourth quarter just moments away now as we welcome you back. Here's Ellis. And so in the game for the Magic, Shard plays the 4 with Howard at the 5. Nelson and Carter are manning the backcourt. And Pietrus. Ellis kicks to Udo. Back to Ellis. Bell with it. And it's Carter picking him up. Here's Williams. Goes up. Blocked. The Magic trail by 4. And so they will intentionally foul it.
Yeah, that's a head scratcher to me. Was that a frustration foul, an angry foul? I guess the other team was getting under his skin a little bit.
Now a timeout called by Golden State. Different look here for the Warriors. Andres Biedrins, he's checked in for Wright. Lee comes in for Utah. Jarrell Wright's checked in for Reggie Williams. And Steph Curry is subbed in for Charlie Bell. Let's find out what Doris Burke has for us.
Hey, Kevin, I was able to hear the advice Don Nelson gave to his team during that break. He told them, keep pushing hard to the end. Just finish out these last few minutes, and we'll be able to come away with the W. Kevin?
And thank you, Doris. Howard with the steal. And here now the Magic, trailing by 2.
It's hard to make a pinpoint pass from that far away. He couldn't get a hold of it.
The Magic with an opportunity to even the score. Nelson against Ellis. Takes it up. Curry can't get it to go.
Once he gets it inside, Kevin, he's really a good finisher. That's a good effort defensively to force the miss.
The Warriors leading. Ellis outside. Outside Curry. Curry is called for the charge. That's foul number 2 for him.
Boy, he played that one beautifully. Textbook. Saw where the ball handler was headed, got there first, and set his feet. Outstanding defensive play.
Here's Howard. No good. That would have tied it.
He's been AWOL this quarter. When his team is down and in need of some scoring from him, he hasn't shown up. Plays like that are what makes this league so great. He's a special player.
I don't care if you're a fan of another team, you have to admire someone, Clark, who can make those types of plays.
And you look at what they've done, or rather what they haven't done, hold on to the ball. They've had 4 turnovers already this quarter.
Time call here. The Magic decide to talk it over. The Magic trail by 6. Curry with the steal.
Well, they put themselves in that position by losing control of the ball. Those turnovers can come back to haunt you.
Deflected.
And you know, he's really struggled this game holding on to the basketball.
Let's go with a 3. Another miss by Curry. And the Magic with possession. 6-point game. Kept alive. Here's Carter. An excellent job to stay with it.
Snares the offensive rebound, then sends it home.
And it's Nelson picking him up. Curry is called for charging. That's his 3rd foul of the game. Some changes for Golden State. Brandon Wright's checked in for Biedrins. And Charlie Bell subbed in for Monte Ellis. Carter kicks to Nelson. Here's Lewis. No good. So the Warriors take it the other way. They've led by as many as 11 points.
This is one of the key reasons why they're losing. You have to get more production out of your core star player. A good smart foul there to stop the easy dunk.
No good on the free throw.
This is a team that seems to be wavering a little bit here as far as their aggressiveness goes, especially when they build a lead. We're not seeing them get to the line as often this half, and I think that's part of the reason why they've lost their edge a bit.
Andres Biedrins, she's checked in for the Warriors. Ellis comes in for Charlie Bell. Carter commits the loose ball foul. That is his 1st foul of the game.
Boy, he was staying active, trying to get on the glass, but he didn't have position there and got caught going over the back.
Up top, Curry, guarded by Nelson. Outside for Curry. Shot clock at 4. Bullseye!
You've got to close out on that mid-range jump shot.
Here is Nelson. It's not an insurmountable deficit. They've got time on their side.
Yeah, don't worry about the scoreboard here. Just make the most of each possession and don't have any empty trip. We watched Howard play some great basketball. 19 points, and he has picked a lot of pockets tonight. There's been no let-up from him defensively or offensively. They're settling for far too many jumpers here right now. which has limited their ability to get fouled and go to the line. You can't draw fouls if you're settling for perimeter shots. They've got to look to penetrate more and get those free throw opportunities ramped up.
Curry against Howard. Pocket 4. From deep. Curry can't get it to go.
So far, it's been a challenge. He's been unable to get it going here in the fourth.
Howard, the pass to Nelson. From deep. That's good. And so Howard with the assist. Nelson's got his second bucket. Peaches gets the whistle for blocking. That's foul number 2 for him. Here's Ellis. Back to Lee. Kicks it out to Ellis. Outside Curry. Leads him with the pass. Here's Pietrich, and that is good.
Great vision on display there. The pass led in perfectly to the basket. That's how you do it.
Not a lot of time to get back in this one and get it under control.
Yeah, there's no time to waste right now.
Less than 1 minute left.
Oh, that's much in the clutch. They needed that one, Kev.
And they can try to eat some time off the clock here. Lewis covering.
Well, he's playing a well-rounded game, and he's really helped them in a number of ways.
Picked them clean. Lee dishes to Curry. It's Ellis on the wing, and it's Carter picking him up. For 3, and Steph Curry gets the 3. Curry's got 30 points.
With a comfortable lead, they should be able to finish this one off. Well, they put themselves in that position by losing control of the ball. Those turnovers can come back to haunt you.
Goes up, and it's Howard finishing it off.
That's right, fella. Don't be afraid to power it down.
Yeah, Clark, a good camper at the end of that play. And there's the intentional foul. Sinks the first one, and that increases their lead to 6.
14 foul.
Off on the second. Time call here. The Magic decide to talk it over. They're behind by 6. 13 seconds left to the fourth. Mark, what do you think?
You have to be impressed by their tenacity. Still fighting, but the odds are definitely not in their favor. They need to hit a quick shot here, preferably a 3, and then foul.
Good on the first, and that makes it a 7-point lead. 2 for 2, and it's an 8-point ball game. And here is Lewis. High post Howard. Up high and down hard.
Boy, he knows how to polish off those dunks, doesn't he?
What tremendous skill he's got, Clark. We see it on a nightly basis.
And it's a pleasure.
And so there's the intentional foul. No good on the first.
That's his 5th personal foul. Penalty situation.
No good at the stripe this time. Second misses also. Now a timeout called by Orlando. They're losing by 6. 4 seconds left in the game. Clark, what are your thoughts?
They need a miracle right now. They have to make a 3, then foul, then hope the shooter misses the foul shots, both of them, and then make another 3. That is not easy.
So we see the Warriors get the win here. They came, they saw, they conquered.
Hey, Kevin, to me, any win is a good win.
Thank you for joining us for this presentation of the NBA on 2K Sports. For Clark and Doris and the rest of the crew, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time. Last but not least, here is your Jordan Brand Player of the Game, Stephen Curry.